everyone is talking about how content is king in this environment in the expert space, and that you have to whip out a lot of content really, really fast. And if you don't have great content, then it's like crickets chirping. And while I agree content is important and having great content is important, but I feel like there's a fundamentally more important critical element that if you don't get this right, no matter how awesome your content is, people will still not be watching your videos. And it's, do you have the passion and conviction in your message that, and how you deliver your message? And that, I feel, is more, almost can be as important and potentially even more important than your actual content. Because again, if you don't have that passion and conviction and the heart and desire in what you're talking about, neither will your audience. And I know for a lot of my videos, I talk about, externally focusing on your audience, knowing who they are, where they're at, what they do, like what their biggest fears. And instead, what I want to focus on is that internally, and shift our focus internally, where it's kind of into two different fields. It's one of them is how you deliver your message and your content. And the second piece, are you owning your game? And because this, like, I feel like owning your game is kind of like that Trojan horse. If you don't get this right, it really comes across and it can really hurt your business and your videos. So we'll talk about the first one, and it's how you deliver your message. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my clients and she was like, there's one person that she watches and she loves watching them because they yell at her in the video and challenging her and really kind of putting her in her place. Like, we all sometimes need to get that kick in the butt to get our head in the game, to do what we've been kind of fearing to do. So part of the delivery is believing in what the results that you deliver, and your message have to be aligned, and that has to come through your voice and how you use your voice and how passionately and that you speak, and the conviction that you have in what you're talking about. And it can, this is not like a one size fits all. What works for me isn't necessarily what's going to be authentic to you. So while I'm like bold and authentic and bubbly and like really excited and lots of energy, that may not be you. So whatever your passion and conviction, that's what you kind of have to develop and explore. And if you have absolutely no personality and have no clue what I'm talking about, which is being hugely sarcastic because you do, start exploring. And that's where this video's landscape is, exploring how you can convey and deliver the passion, the heart, the conviction in your message, in your content, in the results that you deliver, because that is just as important for your audience to feel and connect with you on a heart-to-heart level versus just watching your videos. And the second piece is owning your game. And this is like, is every aspect of your business, life, video aligned and has integrity with the results that you deliver and your message? Because if at any aspect they're not aligned, they're not congruent, that is what creates a huge, wow, these birds, they are so loud. But that is what creates that huge disconnect between you and your audience, is if you don't feel aligned, if you don't feel that integrity with either your message, your results, or the content that you're delivering. So that's where owning your game and having that uncompromising integrity in everything that you say, because again, if you don't, that's where things start to chip away at your credibility, and it kills the trust with your audience. And it may not kill your business, but it will come and bite you in the ass sooner or later. And a big example is our political leaders, where, they give these like awesome speeches where you're like, I connect with what they're saying. And then later on you find out that, they're being, their actions don't speak for what you're talking about. And that's what really kills that trust and credibility with your audience. So, to be a leader in this game and to be a global player and a global leader in your videos, you have to be aligned with what your results that you deliver and in your message. And if it's not, what do you have to do to get those two in line? Because when you have that piece with integrity, having that passion and conviction in what you deliver is going to be that much more powerful, because your videos will represent your life without even trying, because you are the example. And so part of it is, yes, it's great to have important content, but the other piece is having the passion and conviction how you deliver it. And these skills can be learned. It's not something that, it means having the ability to challenge people, not be afraid of it. And that, that having that resilience, mental resilience to be okay with criticism, be okay with rejection, be okay with emotionally kind of rattling your audience up a little bit. And it's not to say poke the sleeping bear for no reason. You want to do it with respect and integrity, because obviously if you're going to be insulting and, insulting or disrespectful to your audience, then they're not going to respect you as an authority or a leader. And that's where you do it with a lot of compassion and a lot of, understanding where they are. And it's like, again, if you've been where they are right now, you can connect with them. You can have that compassion with them. You can connect with them on a heart-to-heart level saying, I know exactly where you are. And this isn't your best self in action. And when you are able to challenge people in a place of saying, I understand your struggle and I honor it, but let's raise your level of excellence. Let's raise your level of ambition. Then you have a little bit more freedom and a little bit more leeway to say, you kind of cajole with them and tease them and have fun with them to kind of make fun of them in a way, but in a way that is also respectful. And, when you challenge people, or challenge anything, that's where you have to believe in what you're saying. So have the passion and conviction in the delivery of what you're talking about, but also it's owning your game and making sure that everything in your business and life in your videos lines up. And if it's not, start looking at those areas, because that's going to kill also your level of ability to show up in front of the camera, show up and for your people, and show up how you want to deliver your message. And, yes, it's important to know your audience, but it's also making sure that you're aligned with yourself, that you have that integrity with yourself, because the only person in your life that's going to look at the mirror and look at yourself is you. And you have to be the one that says, I did everything that I had to do. I did it aligned with my best self, the most integrity. And if you can look yourself in the mirror and go to sleep at night like that, that is exactly what we're going for. So, and that's the place where that passion, that heart, that fire, that conviction in what you are talking about will come through and shine through. So own your game and work on that delivery of your content, because yes, you have great content, but without that delivery of it, your audience is they're not going to be there. So get your audience emotionally engaged in, connected with your message, or die trying. Hope you guys, if you have any questions, hey Jason, put them in the chat box. I want to hear from you. So, what is your biggest takeaway and insight? Because we're all social learners and we learn more better, and it becomes more applied in our lives when we learn together. So in the comments below, write your biggest takeaways, your insights, and let's keep the conversation going. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Love you, love you, love you. Mwah!